and welcome to Dwellings GH. I am Barbara. On today's episode, we are going to take a tour of August, a villa designed by Fractal, a real estate firm here in Accra. This is Fred, my friend Fred.
Frederick.
This is Frederick, my friend Frederick, who is the principal behind, who's the principal for Fractal, right? So you're going to tell us about the design inspiration for this beautiful villa.
Thank you. So basically, Fractal has been in business since 2018, and the inspiration for getting into the market was to make home a place for healing, a place for love.
I love that.
Most people don't realize how much of an impact your home would have on your mental, on your psychological. So we wanted to create spaces that when you come home, you feel like, Musa, I can chill.
I'm home. I'm home.
So,
I love it. You know, this space is very unique. And it feels really big, although it's really not that big.
Yeah, so it's only 90
in
square
size.
meters.
Wow.
Yeah, 90 square meters, including the external patio or whatever you want to call it.
And what is that in
square footage?
In square footage, yeah.
I don't even know, but 90 square meters. Ghanaians go by square meters. So
okay.
I think it's a bit.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But it's a tiny, small space.
Yeah, it is, but it really feels spacious.
Yes.
I also know that there's glass, open space. Tell us about that.
So basically, when we acquired the property, there was a lot going on, and I wanted to figure out a way to, or the design team basically wanted to figure out a way to maintain the spirit of the place, what excited us about getting the space without doing too much, but also bringing it out in a way that it was more, I guess, welcoming. So we started with this used to be just windows halfway, and then we decided to tear it down all the way. And we did that for multiple spaces, and there was a few walls in here. So the place was actually a 2-bed when we came in, and then we decided to turn it into a 1-bed because it was too tiny where the living area was constricted, the bedroom was constricted.
Yeah.
So we did a bit of rearrangement. I'll share the before video with you so maybe your viewers can see what it used to look like. But there was a wall that was going straight through here, and that was the kitchen area. Then there was another wall that was here, which was segregating the living area.
Okay.
So you would walk into like a tiny hallway, and we decided to go 8 foot with our doors, and then we decided to go 7 with these. But the doors were smaller, and we just tried to do something to make the place feel kind of grand without it being over the top. So
I like that.
Yeah.
So you took the smaller space, changed some things around, and made it more spacious.
Yes, like an open plan.
Open plan.
Yeah, like an open plan.
And then what inspired you to do the neutral tone in here?
So one of my business partners, actually, she's somebody that inspires me a lot, Jewel. She has a wonderful space in Kempinski called When We Were Kings. But at the time, I was kind of like lonely because she was out of commission, and we were working on some things, but we had to take a break from it. And we found this space. I said, you know what? We're going to do something to honor her absence for now. So I sent the shots to her, and I'm like, I have this whole idea with the design team in our heads. We worked it out, and yeah, that's how we came up with it. But Jewel was the inspiration behind this. So we had a short period where she was basically unable to be present.
Yeah.
And we had looked at this property actually 18 months prior. And for some reason, it really stuck. It was one of those things where it's like, it kept coming back to me mentally, and I'm like, we gotta go check that thing out again. We gotta go check that thing out again. So on another day, I'll tell the story about the hoops I jumped through to get to the landlord. But we got it, and we were able to bring it to life.
It's very, very earthy. Is that what it is? Yes. And also the flooring is quite different.
Yes.
I love it. Most of the homes here, we have mostly use
tiles.
Tiles.
Yes.
So why did you choose to use concrete?
So interestingly enough, I'm a minimalist in approach.
Okay.
In terms of design, because I believe in function and design.
Yeah.
Not design for the sake of design, but function and what role a thing is going to play in the home. And I think on our side of the world, one thing that we've lost is some of the traditional ways that we used to do things prior to tiles and all these modern things coming into play. But concrete floors were actually, when I was growing up, that's what I used to see in my granddad's house. And I loved them so much because of the irregular texture of it. And I was trying to replicate it, but it's always been in my mind. I actually tried it in my first project ever when I moved to Ghana, and then it turned out really bad. Really bad. I mean, I have a story about that, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. So then with this project, I had gone through several iterations of concrete flooring.
Yeah.
And we executed it, but it's a less expensive way to create character in the home.
I love it.
And we put the wood partitioning in it, so it does something to it. I think it's
see
different
that. Oh, so yeah, the wood partitioning is here. You also have stones.
Yes.
Indoors.
Yes.
Which is something that I have never seen here, well, in Accra before.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So the stone, like I said, design is function has to be functional to me. So that's what we always speak about with the design team is I hate the idea of skirting. And I don't know if you know what that is.
I don't like that either.
In Ghana, they do that skirting thing all the way around, sometimes with wood, sometimes with tiles.
Yeah.
And the thought process behind it is that they said mopping the floor, they don't want to dirty the walls, which I get it. But I think it's limiting in terms of how a room can express itself. This is one of the ways that we find to prevent us from doing the skirting, but also adding an additional element, because in the nighttime, if you're having a movie night, a date night, just chilling with your family, and you turn all the lights off and the lights are running through the stone, it's actually quite inspiring.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a nice feeling. So that's why
I like that.
Yeah.
The furniture design, I know you thought about that too.
Yes.
What were you thinking when you guys came up with this concept?
So one of the things that informs us for design really is doing things in a way that is welcoming to everyone.
Yeah.
And sometimes people can be so color specific with putting a color that may not be for everybody. So I wanted the space to be neutral, so that if you come in and you want to rent the space for an extended period of time, or it was a short period of time, you can make it your own. If you put art on the wall, that's another way of introducing other elements. Yeah. Some people love color, some people like monochromatic. So you can do what you want with the space. I've given you a canvas, basically.
Fantastic, I like that. And then there is no burglar proof. Is that how you say it?
So I actually do have burglar proofing.
Is it burglar or burglar?
Burglar. Burglar
proof, yes. There isn't any.
That's also another thing that bothers me about our space is burglar proofing has become almost a staple in all of our buildings because of basically theft.
Yes.
And I tried to find a new way to express that. So we do have burglar proofing, but it's a part of the design. So this is actually burglar proofing, but it's metal cladded in wood.
Wow, it looks like wood.
Yes. So the entire thing is steel, basically metal, and we cladded it in wood, and it locks, so you can have that additional protection if you don't keep a gun. But it really. So we started it with this one over by the rectangular window, but then we wanted to continue it all around the house. So we did that. It was quite a challenge, I think, that I wanted to see all the way through, because ultimately I hadn't seen anything like it. And I thought, okay, how do we try something new, something different without compromising security? And this was done that way because it really is tough to climb over it and try and get in it. But then you see it as wood, but it's actually, like I said, metal in there, so it's cladded. So
you can still have your security and still keep your aesthetics.
And still keep the aesthetic. And this is one form of it. There's so many different ideas.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah.
Brilliant.
But even the home itself, see, I try to bring up a lot of the elements from our own terrain. The wood is from here. This is Shadia. So I try to use it for the facial board. The floor is still the concrete flooring. This is, gravel from Ghana.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's all very sustainable too.
Yes. Very easy. Easy stuff. I was cost-minded. I was trying to save money. I was trying to keep it simple. And I was also trying to do something that was practical. Even this is an element of what our terrazzo used to be. It's not a terrazzo look per se, but it's elements of, it's kind of like reminiscent of terrazzo. And terrazzo is very, it's a big deal about Ghana back in the day,
right? How
we used to build. So I try to, but it's a company that has, they call it marble light, but it's like a paint and then you just paste it and then.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
There's so many different textures that are being represented in this.
Space.
In this space.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah.
The wood, the metal.
We built the doors ourselves. So everything here we built. As a company, we tried to do most things from scratch ourselves. So the cabinetry that you're seeing, the kitchen, we built all of that. It's part of what we do. So we built the door. That's my favorite. Well, every now and again I have a different favorite but at the moment the door is my favorite part of the space.
I think my favorite part of the space, the glass door, for sure. The wooden panel security.
Burglar proofing?
I can't say that. I cannot say
it's fine.
Burglar proofing, yes. And of course the concrete floors. Love it.
Yeah. And it's supposed to give you that indoor-outdoor feel, even though it's a small space. Yeah. So one of the things I was also challenged by is, how do you turn a small space without making it feel like it's a small space? And
also making it feel very luxurious.
Yes.
Because when I'm in here, I feel like I'm in a villa somewhere out of the country.
I mean,
in like Bali, somewhere in Bali, right?
You should take one of these days when you're tired of your space, you can rent it for a weekend. And
I'll think about it.
Oh, you can on the company.
Stay. On the company?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
So, thanks for visiting. I've never done this before. I've never shown any of the properties we've done, but when you mentioned, I thought it would be good to
like that.
Have a conversation about. I love this work. What I do, I absolutely love.
Yeah.
So it's a joy for me to create spaces for people that. One of the most impactful things that a client has said to me was, I don't like leaving my home after I was done with the space. And she's like, yeah, it's hard for me to leave home on the weekends because I love the space so much. And for me, my job is done. It's not that I want to turn you into a hermit, but when you're in your home, you want to feel
like home.
Exactly.
I love it.
So that's what we try to do.
You've done a great job, guys. Fantastic. We're currently here in the bedroom of the villa. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. We're in Accra, but like right now, I feel like I'm in an exotic vacation somewhere. What is the reason? Why did you guys, whatever the idea is that you're trying to capture, I feel like you've done it because I feel it.
Thank you.
And it smells really nice.
So the whole thought process was to give people a holistic experience where it doesn't feel like, disjointed. The thing's all well thought out. And, sometimes that's why I trust professionals. I work with professionals myself. When I don't have the expertise, I might have an idea, but I believe in consulting with professionals because what I tend to see in a lot of the commercial properties is you see elements of, I saw this here and it's beautiful, and I saw that here and it's beautiful, and I kind of want to jam it together. But what that, in my opinion, humbly, creates is spaces that are a bit chaotic. And with this, we try to stick with, if you look at the materiality, there's wood, there's metal, and then there's raw earth. And that's what we've done. And then, glass, where the glass needs to be. But it's very consistent in terms of design. So we designed the floating bed because it's something that it's always excited us. We thought it was cool to try and see how we can execute it. And this is funny, but I got my heaviest friend that I know. She came to stand on the bed and jump on it, and it's solid. So I love it. And then we, try to create a closet where typically a closet is closed, and what that encourages is clutter. So people throw stuff in there, close it up, and they don't worry about it.
Right.
But this forces you to have a portion of the closet open at all times. So if there's some type of clutter or some type of, not looking nice,
it makes you aware.
It forces you to go and clean it up so that your space is all.
But we don't want to be forced, though.
I mean, you know what?
We do not want to do that.
I think
that's the whole idea. Is to just stuff them in there, close it.
It gives you peace of mind when your space is clean. I think it clears your head as well. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
I think if you're in a space where the place is constantly making you feel at peace, you move differently.
I agree, 100%. And I like the idea of the glass as well, as opposed to wood, because it opens up the space too.
Yes.
You know.
And then you have that full length mirror, and then the other side is the tinted glass. But the mirror is important. You have to be able to see what you're
looking at.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Maybe you should see this mirror. You should come. See, this is what we are seeing. This is it. Can you see us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Hi.
Yeah, and then, so the last thing is we try to automate everything. So all the curtains are automated.
Oh, so it's a smart home.
Yes. Well, I hesitate to use that, but yeah, it's close enough. Our gates are automated. There's a, intercom system so you can see who's at the gate. Mm-hmm. And
the curtains are
the curtains. So when you're laying in bed and you want to, it's a beautiful view when the sun rays are coming in the morning. So when you wake up, even though we use very dark curtains, when you roll them back, it's such a beautiful experience, and you don't have to get out of bed to give yourself that experience.
So everything has been carefully thought of.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant. I love this. And if you want to have the same feel, if someone is interested in creating a similar experience of their own, what would you say is the price range?
So typically, price ranges can be very tricky. I usually start with the client by asking what their budget is realistically.
Yeah.
And then we will go back to the design team and do a design render for them within that budget. Now, I just say this so that people don't think I'm trying to evade the answer.
Okay.
In Ghana, you have WCs that will cost you as little as 550 CDs to about 22,000 CDs.
Right.
And they're all WCs and they form the same function.
Yeah.
So we work with every budget. We just have to be on the same page about what it is they're trying to achieve, and then put the design on paper, let them feel like this is the home that they are wanting to pay for. And then once that's done, we'll work with that budget.
That's excellent. I also want to add that Fred's team, Fractal, can actually help you with location, finding the sourcing of the land, the space. So from the beginning to the end, they have it all covered for you.
Yes. So the genesis of our company was basically finding the gap in the market for us was we found that there were so many rundown properties, and we didn't want to just uproot them, because I think the soul of the neighborhood is important.
Yeah.
And we grew up around a lot of these spaces where all of a sudden we're seeing these towering, humongous buildings, and it's, I don't want to say not natural to our surroundings, but the way we've lived since we were kids is slightly different from that, concrete jungle feel.
Yeah.
And we wanted to be able to maintain that for families who were not exactly ready to either sell off their properties or redevelop it, but still wanted to maintain and generate revenue from the asset that they had. So we come in and we do that.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
So you can check us out on our website. It's been up for a while. I have not promoted it yet because fortunately for us, we have never had to advertise and we're constantly busy. But if you want to know more about the company, I think it's fractaldevelopers.com.
Okay.
And
And then we will also have the information linked below on this video. So
thanks for doing this, Barbara. I can't believe that I'm doing this. I'm very averse to stuff like this, but this has been cool. I think you've made the process a lot more fun than I would have anticipated.
Yeah, you made it fun too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.